The Random Jottings of Donald J. in Nelson in Pendle, Lancashire. In the Middle East, pigs were a common sight in households. Once upon a time in the Middle East, pigs roamed in households without any feast. They were kept for their nutritious meat, but changes came and they faced a defeat. Chickens became a more efficient choice, producing protein without any noise. Eggs were a bonus and preservation was easy. Nomads found them practical and breezy. Similar needs, but only one could stay, Reading argued, and the pig went away. Poultry replaced them as the go-to meat, and the Middle East's culinary habits did complete. Though pigs still roam in some places, poultry and eggs hold significant spaces. Taboo for some, but red meats aside, the cultural shift in diets we cannot hide. In the Middle East, pigs were a common sight in households. They were kept for their meat, which was considered a nutritious and tasty food source. But around 1000 BC, something changed. People began to shy away from pork and eventually, it was completely off the menu. Firstly, chickens were a more efficient source of protein than pigs. They required less water to produce 1 kilo of meat, and they produced eggs, which pigs didn't. Secondly, chickens were much smaller and could be consumed within 24 hours, which eliminated the problem of preserving large quantities of meat in a hot climate. Finally, chickens were easier to transport for nomadic people who needed to move around. Reading argued that since pigs and chickens had similar food and care needs, it wouldn't make sense to keep both. And since chickens were a better source of protein and more practical to keep, they eventually replaced pigs as the go-to meat. This shift didn't happen overnight, and the pig never completely disappeared from the region. In some woodland and marsh areas, where there were more abundant feed options, pigs continued to be kept and eaten. But for the most part, the Middle East transitioned from pork to poultry. Today, the pig is still considered taboo in Islamic and Jewish communities, and poultry and eggs are the second most consumed group of foods in the Middle East, next to red meats. The cultural shift that occurred over 3,000 years ago has had a lasting impact on the region's dietary habits. By Donald J.